Good morning all. Welcome to a wet and gloomy Surrey in the United Kingdom. This is Chelsea Dead. I'm Kel, and today we're doing a video about this evening's game, Chelsea's game against Pafos in the Champions League, and some news in general. First of all, I want to apologise, no video for a couple of days. Had a new gas boiler put in, some new radiators, a load of pipe work and stuff, so it's been a bit busy here. Thankfully that's all complete. We've got some lovely warm temperatures and some lovely warm water now, especially needed this time of year. Right, what I want to go into, first of all, news, pre-match discussion. We got Pafos tonight. Cypriot friends coming over. The return of Sideshow Bob himself, David Luiz. Be nice to see him again. This is a must-win game tonight. We've dropped down to 14th place. So desperate stakes, desperate measures. We've got to go out there and do this lot. If we win, I think we'll go up at least 4 places. Maybe even more if results in tonight's game go our way as well. So we all know it's only the top 8 that qualify directly into the next stage. That would be nice. We won't have to play another couple of extra games in our season just to qualify for the next stage of the Champions League. People thinking, oh, we're going to smash them, we're going to smash them, we're going to smash them. Hopefully we do, but it's not a gimme. Out of their 6 games so far, I think they've only lost 2, so they're not complete and utter pushovers. We can't take them too lightly. It is the Champions League after all. Look at Manchester City last night. Bodo Glimt got beat. I know City are in a bit of dodgy form at the minute, but even so, you'd expect City to go there and do it. So, no game's a gimme. Can't be messing about against teams like this. It's teams like this we tend to switch off. So we got to be sharp. We got to be on it tonight. I will come back to this evening's game a little bit later in this video. When I do line up and prediction. Okay, I want to go on to old Jacket Potato himself, this old saga, Jeremy Jacquet, or Jacquet, I don't know how you say it, I'm not French, but what a palaver. The latest, I mean, I think they're squabbling about transfer fee with Rennes. I mean, obviously Rennes, not being a massive club, want to get as much money as possible. In fact, he's having a great season for them as well. And it's January and they really don't want to lose him. We're getting some right mental business now. Around about 60 million quid for the kid. 20 years of age, around about 60 million quid. That is just mind-blowing. What's he done? 29, 30, 35 games for him? What are we doing here? Mark Gurhey went to Manchester City for 20 million quid. I know we were never going to get him. Apparently we're sniffing at him. We're always sniffing at players. But this kid, is he really worth 3 times the amount of Mark Gurhey? And the latest is we'll buy him and possibly send him back on loan, or probably send him back on loan for the remainder of the season just to keep him happy. We need defenders now. We need fresh blood in the team now, and not kids. But here we go. We're back on the kid conveyor belt. I mean, it's a stupid price. He's 20 years of age, but yeah, it's the same old process, the same old project. Bring him in. Another kid to buy cheap now, and well, say cheap now. It's not cheap, is it? 60 million quid, but they'll be looking at a profit later on down the line, book value profit later on down the line, because they're all assets. It's just, I mean, you've got Tosin is now out. Some people say it's not a great loss. I'm not a fan of his, but you don't want the guy being injured. But that being said, that is still 1 number down in our team now. If we get another injury or 2, we're going to be really short of numbers. But we've needed a centre-back, at least one centre-back, all season. We got a chance to get one. Not a great one, an experienced one. Quality, we still don't know yet because he's been playing in Ligue 1, the French league. And we haven't exactly got a good record with French defenders coming over recently, have we? With the Monaco twins. It's a big risk, but we need players now, not in the summer. Our season is hanging in the balance. We're 6th in the Premier League. We're sitting 14th in the Champions League table at the minute. These desperate measures. It doesn't mean to say go and get panic buys. It's desperate measures because we're lacking in numbers and quality. So let's get out there and get ourselves some decent players for the remainder of the season. We've got to try and save it because nothing's guaranteed. We don't qualify for Champions League next season. We're in a big pot of doo-doo, aren't we? Could be disastrous for the club in all manners. But here we go. Jeremy Jacquet. What a palaver. What an absolute mental saga this is. Why can't our owners, why can't our club actually do things properly? Why can't we be like a Man City and go out and get our Semenyos and Mark Gurhi's? Great business in the January window to try and save their season, making an effort to improve stuff before it's too late. And what we doing? We're going to the kindergarten bleeding bargain buckets. Profits, assets for the future. It's just, I know we've gone over this a million times. And I've told myself a million times not to exaggerate, but the whole situation's just bonkers. So, and then you've got all the other usual PR, media, transfer crap that they come out with. As soon as the heat's on, as soon as it starts getting heavy for the owners, you know, the media is just plagued with all the usual narrative, smokescreen bullshit stories. Oh, we're looking at this player, we're looking at that player. You're not really. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything that comes out of their mouth. I don't believe anything until it's there, right in front of your face, staring at you, and the players have signed on the dotted line. Until that happens, you can keep your words because your words mean nothing to me. Blueco and Clear Lake mean nothing to me. But yeah, it's doing the rounds again. I mean, Alvarez from Atletico, that's the latest one. Stop it with the bullshit, please. How thick do you think we are? You know, it's just the usual nonsense. Keep it. Stop wasting your breath. We don't believe you. You're just making yourselves look like complete and utter knobs. Next thing. Influenza, the flu, the virus, still doing the rounds around the club. There's been other players been affected. There's been other members of staff that have been affected by it. It seems like Enzo Fernandez is the latest one. He has missed some training. Will he be in the squad tonight? Will he get to start the game? Possibly not in the squad. I don't know. But he has been suffering. Apparently he wasn't feeling too great against Bournemouth. He sort of put it, I think, about a 6 out of 10, considering he wasn't well. Not too bad. So we'll see if he's in the lineup tonight. Again, it won't be Liam Rosenia that will be picking it. We know it's all AI data. So let's see what the computer thinks. Few faces back. Esteval's back in training. Gusto's back in training. Gitten's back in training. And Palmer was training this week. Looked like all smiles on their faces, which is nice to see. We want to see smiles because the happier players are, possibly the better they play for us. I'm still a little bit concerned about Palmer's fitness. I mean, he did sit on his backside a couple of times during the game and then at the game holding his groin and being helped up back on his feet. But he seems to have been running around in training. But training is one thing, a full pelt match is another. But they're all in training, all raring to go. it could be a case of the only ones really missing, apart from the long-term absentees in Colwell and Lavia, could be obviously Tosin, who's going to be out for weeks with a hamstring problem. I don't want to sound too horrible about the geezer. It's not going to be a terrible miss in regards to quality, but in numbers it is. And Enzo possibly may or may not be too unwell to kick the game off tonight. Again, we will find out later. Another thing is Disaster Disassi, back out of the bomb squad and into the normal squad. What are the reasons behind this? Rosinia said it's the right thing to do to bring him back. Unless someone's been causing real bad problems at the club, I don't think certain players deserve to be in the bomb squad in the first place. Just because he's not good quality, I think it's dehumanising the club when you just throw players in this bomb squad for no reason, a punishment. You know, excluding them from this, excluding them from that. Sterling, slightly different matter, but Disassi hadn't really caused any problems. Probably in the same sort of position that Ben Chilwell and Trev Chalobah were. Well, they didn't deserve that. Not causing issues, not kicking up a fuss, keeping quiet. Why punishment like that? I mean, it's not a concentration camp, is it? You know what I mean? I mean, it's disgusting the way they were treated. As I say, it's dehumanising the club. It's taking the human element out of the club. So he's back. But why? Why is he back? Fitness. They want to get him up fitness. Is there an ulterior motive around this? I mean, they bringing him in because they're not sure that this jacket deal is going to go through, or they want to get him up to scratch with his fitness, so maybe they can sell him on. Which brings me to another point. Could they possibly be getting him fit to maybe swap him with Mamadou Sarr, who we've got on loan at Strasbourg? I mean, that will really piss the Strasbourg ultras off again, won't it? It's not like we've been taking them for a ride and taking the piss out of them already since Blue Co has been involved. Poor club, feel sorry for them. But could we be doing a possible loan swap, Mamadou Sarr for Disassi? That's an idea. He's been playing really well for Strasbourg, and he was in the AFCON final for Senegal. I mean, that was just a complete big bag of mentalness, wasn't it? What happened in that game? Crazy. Only at the AFCON where you get something like that. But as an individual, Mamadou Sarr performed excellently and has been doing all season. So could we see Mamadou Sarr back instead of Disassi? Or will they actually integrate Disassi back into our team just to bulk up their numbers in the squad? You let me know, guys. You let me go. It's just all weird ongoing, isn't it? Typical Blue Co Clear Lake behaviour. It's never a quiet day, is it, at Stamford Bridge? But here you go. What else have we got? Let me have a look. Yeah, we're trying to buy all these youngsters still. I mean, we know it's not been working. Probably about 90% of this process of getting kids in hasn't worked because they've either not been good enough, or you know, we haven't seen them play a match. They've been loaned out, never to be seen again and stuff. It's all gamble. But again, we know why they're getting all these kids in. Bring them in, have them around, either on loans or at the club for a couple of years, book value and stuff 2 or 3 years down the line, nice profit. But we haven't got a good record with quality, have we, so far? I mean, you wouldn't mind so much if we were getting the best of the best. And you think some of this money we're splashing out, so most of this money that we've been wasting, if they were the elite of the youngsters, you wouldn't mind so much. It'd be slightly easier to swallow. But most of them have been crap or average at best. I'll give you another example. People might say to me, Kel, what are you talking about? Give him time. But Gittins, what was that, 60 odd million as well? Look at that's working out at the moment. There are other instances as well. But that's just another example on top of this jacket deal that could go through or not. Even if it's true or not, who knows? But it's just all nonsense. I say I can't believe a word this club comes out with. Just PR bullshit here, PR bullshit there. It's so repetitive. It's become brain-numbingly boring now. So there's that. What else have I got on my list today, guys? Oh, whilst you're here, like and subscribe. It'd be really kind of you and much appreciated if you could press that like button and subscribe, comment, have a chat. It'd be nice to hear your views on the state of the club, the owners, the squad, our performances this season, where we are in the Premier League and the Champions League, what our future holds. Does it look bright to you? Does it look frightening to you? Worrying? So comment away. Subscribe, like. What else is there? Right, yes, let's get back to tonight's game. Pafos. Say, they're not one of the bigger names in the draw, in the hat. But this is a massive game. We've dropped some silly points in the Champions League this season, just as we have in the Premier League. That Karabag game, for one example, it's not been good enough, and it's left us in a precarious position as we are in the Premier League. If you think we're definitely going to get top four, well, good luck to you, because that's a big struggle on our hands, isn't it? I don't believe we will at the minute. Not with Super Liam Rosinia, the elite gaffer we've now got, the super experienced gaffer that we got, the multi-winning, trophy-winning gaffer that we've got. But we'll see. Let's see how the season goes. I'm not holding my breath. But tonight's game, yeah, welcome back, David Luiz, Sideshow Bob. I think the last time actually I saw him play, which was last season, looked like he cut most of his hair off. That's his trademark. It's going to be a shame if that's still the case. But let's have a look tonight. I think there'll be possible rotations, but I'm still hoping at the same time there's going to be as strong a team as possible. I don't want to go super weak. I don't want wholesale changes. I don't want to see... We won't get Buonanotte in, obviously, because he's gone. But I don't want to see it flooded with the likes of Tyreek George and stuff. I think we've got enough players that are better than Tyreek George not to have him playing tonight. So I'm going to go. I mean, we can't take any risks. It's important. It's not like we're doing an Arsenal in the Champions League, sitting pretty at the top, all wins. And yeah, we could do without these extra qualifying games later on in the tournament in the next rounds. We want to qualify directly. Got enough games this season. We've got enough problems with the team and the squad and injuries and illness. We don't need more games than are necessary. So tonight, Sanchez. I'm going to stick Sanchez in goal. Again, the lesser of two evils with our world-class goalkeepers. Yeah. Fell flat on your face for that one, didn't you, Rosinia? But Sanchez in goal. Reece James. I thought maybe sticking there at right back. But we've got a tough game, and it will be a tough game away to Palace at the weekend. And he still does need managing, because he is still slightly made of biscuits, even though it's been a year, touch wood, since he's had an injury. But maybe give Achimpong a run out. What do you think? Achimpong at right back tonight? The kid's got talent. Give him a go. Could possibly be Reece James. Who knows? But I'm going to put Achimpong. Gusto is just back. on this little injury. Is he fit enough to get in the squad or in the first 11? I don't know. We'll see tonight, but I wouldn't have him starting. Maybe give Achimpong a go. In the middle, I'd have Trev. Obviously, there's no Tosin. And next to him, I think for obviously Trev there with a right foot. Fofana obviously needs managing because he's still made of biscuits. I'm surprised he's lasted as long as he has since he's come back. But yeah, I would say Fofana for the Palace game at the weekend. Obviously Fofana on the bench. So Trev, and next to him I'll stick Badiashile, Mr. Inconsistent. Can play a game, you think actually he's got some talent there, and then he can play another game and you want to swing a baseball bat at him, you know. But he's a left footer, so on the left hand side, naturally left footed, it helped keep the balance a little bit in that back four. Now left back, do you play Cucurella? He's been a bit erratic recently, hasn't he, with his performances and with his discipline, his behaviour. Personally, I would start him. If we get off to a good start, get a nice lead as early as possible, then maybe bring him off at half time or after about an hour and bring Hatto on. Hatto's been playing well when he's been coming on recently. Maybe even give him a start, but I'd have Cucurella starting with and bring Hatto on later. And then we go into midfield. I'd stick with that Caicedo-Santos partnership. Santos has got to be wary because one more yellow card, he will miss the game in Naples against Napoli next week, which is an extra important game. We win tonight and win next week, which is going to be extremely difficult. It's not going to be an easy trip there. We ain't won too many games in Italy, but if we win both, it could possibly give us automatic qualification. So Caicedo-Santos in the middle. Now we've got the return of Esteval, thankfully. I'd have him on the right hand side. In the Champions League, he's been exceptional. Some of his performances have been fantastic. So get him out there. Fingers crossed he's fit enough to. But he's my choice. Palmer, after what I saw against Bournemouth, there's a few worrying moments and his ongoing injury issue, which we know he's got, which I've said before, should have been sorted out in the summer, operated, got out of the way of. Now he'd be back flying with full fitness. Because if you look at it, what he has done so far this season, suffering with this injury, he's not really produced his best. So it wouldn't have been much of a loss, I don't think, if we had just had him under the butcher's knife, get it sorted, and then coming back about this stage of the season to help us fly towards some sort of mini success. So Palmer I'll probably put on the bench. Shock, horror, shock to some people. But I'd have him on the bench. Try and save him as much as possible for the Palace game, because that's going to be tough. They're going to be tough to break down. And you're going to need someone like Palmer on Saturday to try and work some magic. So give his legs a rest tonight. Only bring him on if we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. In the middle, the 10 position, I'm going to go João Pedro. I won't pick Enzo because I'm not sure he'll be well enough. Again, we'll see tonight with the selection. How bad has this illness been? Is he still suffering effects? If so, how much is he still suffering? So João Pedro and the 10. This is a toss-up. Do we play Neto in his less preferred position on the left, or give Garnacho another start? He's always underwhelming, Garnacho, isn't he, when he starts games? And I said in my last video, when he comes on, use him as a super sub. When he comes on as substitute, He does so much better. Decisions. What a quandary to be in. I suspect it might be Neto, but I'll give Garnacho another go. Say, look, son, you've had a few chances starting games. We've not done particularly well. Go out there at Stamford Bridge, give it some. You weren't too good against Bournemouth. In fact, you're quite poor, ineffective. You've got another chance tonight. You don't start off well tonight, then maybe in the near future you won't be starting too many games. So help yourself, get out there and do your stuff. But it could possibly be Neto. Gittins, I reckon he'll be on the substitutes bench because he's been ill. He's had this virus, so it'd be far too early for him to come back and start. So Neto or Garnacho, but I'll give Garnacho another go. Prove me wrong, mate. Go out there. All right. Up front, Liam Delap. Been playing slightly better recently, but he couldn't have got much worse. Yeah, start him. It wouldn't surprise me if he plays that Guido, Mark Gui. Gui, I don't know how you say his name. But it's got to be Delap, hasn't it, surely? If we get a good lead earlier on, say if we're 3 goals to the good by an hour gone, you can take plenty of these players off. Let them put their feet up for the game at the weekend against Crystal Palace. Could be anything. This club likes making changes. That AI data computer loves switching things around. You very rarely see us play the same 11 2 games running. And it's not like they make 1 or 2 changes either. They tend to make wholesale changes. Someone needs to unplug this computer and use a human element in choosing squad lineups and tactics. But we go, AI and data. I am a robot. But yeah, that's my team. Sanchez, Achimpong, Trev, Badiashile, Cucurella, Caicedo, Santos, João Pedro, Esteval, Delap, Garnacho. And possibly have Neto, Palmer, Gui, Gittins, Gusto and the likes of all on the bench. Wouldn't surprise me too if someone like Tyreek George is involved. He's an okay player. He hasn't amazed me. He's had 1 or 2 half-decent games, but he's not Chelsea quality. I feel sorry for the kid. He deserves games, but not at Chelsea. But it wouldn't surprise me if he plays. I'm surprised he's not been sold already. Everyone thought he was going to be sold, and he's still here. I'm sure there's teams out there that would like him. He would probably do well at what I'd class as maybe I say mid-table. We're mid-table quality at the minute, aren't we? But your normal mid-table sort of lower Premier League side or top Championship side. He doesn't add anything to Chelsea. He hasn't got that vavavoom. He hasn't got that exquisite sort of talent in him. So that's that. But yeah, we got to win. No messing about. We've got to go out there and do our stuff. Can't afford to. Massive game. It's sad that we're in a position where we're calling it a massive game against Pafos. No disrespect to Pafos. They're doing well for you. But we're Chelsea. We should be elite. We should have these feelings when we're playing Barcelona's and Real Madrid's and Bayern Munich's, Juventus and Inter Milan's and stuff like that. Not Pafos. But I'll be honest with you, I will be biting my nails tonight. I'll be sweating a little bit. I'll be panicking. But that's the situation the club, the owners have put us in. We don't know where we're coming or going. We can never feel comfortable. Always ready to press the panic button. Fingernails chewed right back to the bones. So, what a situation, what a predicament for our club to be in. But again, that's down to Blue Co. That's down to Clown Lake. some of us like to call them, and their project and their process that don't work. Anyway, tonight, massive game, and that's so sad. And next week, an even bigger one. I said earlier, we haven't got particularly the most healthiest record in Italy. That's huge. I mean, Napoli have actually been struggling a little bit this year in the Champions League, and they're lower than us in the table. So they're going to be fighting tooth and nail, even more so next week. I can't remember who they're away to somebody tonight, but they got desperate stakes as well. But we win. Touch wood. We win tonight. I think we'll go up at least 4 places. Could be more, depending on tonight's results. And then the next week. Massive. So there we go. That's some of the news. There's a lot more stuff, but it's a lot more stuff we've been used to over the last 3-4 years, and you keep turning the same stuff around, churning it around. Oh, it kills you. It drains you even more. So tonight, come on, Chelsea. Let's make it easier on ourselves. Goal difference could be important, so go out there and try and smash them. There's not just points with teams above us. The goal differences are all quite close. And if the points are still close after 8 games, it could well come down to goal difference and who qualifies directly. So smash some goals in. I think we're only on, what, +5 or something. You know, there's a few other teams with similar sort of goal differences in and around us. So let's go out there, make a statement. It'd be nice to get a 5 or 6 goals tonight, but I can't see it. I'm not sure our team's actually got that in us, really, against, well, in bigger competition. I know we put 5 past Charlton and stuff, but this is the Champions League now, not FA Cup against the Championship side. I'm going to go for 3-1. There's always a goal against us there somewhere, isn't there? You can't always trust our defence. It wouldn't surprise me if David Luiz comes in with a header from a corner, or a free kick or something, you know. Turn up and just piss us off. But 3-1 I'm going for. I'm hoping it's going to be a lot more. But up to Chelsea. Let's do it, guys. Like and subscribe. Be lovely. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully we're not pooping ourselves tonight and sweating after an hour, being a goal behind, or it's still level or something. Hopefully we're well clear. Come on, Chelsea. Help our hearts, because you give us a lot of heart attacks. We are Heart Attack and Charity FC. Not tonight. Right. Like and subscribe. Look after yourselves. Have a good day. And peace out.